Hi, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Cindy and I make beauty and fitness content. So if that's the kind of thing you like, then please subscribe. This week I did 4 looks with 4 palettes, all neutral. And then at the end of the video, I will give you my final thoughts on what I thought about the palettes. And so if you want to see how I did the looks and hear my final thoughts, then keep watching. So for this look, we're going to use the Natasha Denona Rose and Wood palette. I just got this in yesterday, so I was wanting to use it. This came from the Ipsy website, The Last Call, and I got it for $17.99. They might still have it, I don't know. So I'm going to try this one here first and just put it on the... And you guys probably know a whole lot more about Natasha Denona than me. I might have had a Natasha Denona palette years ago. I definitely still don't have it. So not much is going on with that just yet, but it will. Let's go ahead and start the dark brown matte in the corner. I was kind of wanting to stick away from the blob so much. I saw someone yesterday had some eyeshadow on and she didn't really go out so far. So I was thinking, maybe I'm going out too far. So I'm going to put this in. I'm going to cover up what I just put on in the corner and in the crease. Really, there's not much we can do with this. I was just wanting to use it. I want to see if it's worth that hype, if it's any better than CoverGirl or Maybelline. I don't know. I was in like a real colorful mood there for a while, and I'm kind of not in that mood right now. And I'm kind of not wanting to go all as far up on the eye as I did too. It was okay for a few days, but now let's move on. Now then for the lid, or I'm just gonna, let's try this brown shimmer, but we're gonna stick closer to the outside just in case I want to put something else to it. We're using this shade right here that is still a brown. It's not seeming to be too terribly dark. I don't know. I mean, I don't hate it, but I don't guess I know why it warrants such an expensive price. I guess just because. Now let's go ahead and let's see what's going to go on with this lighter shade. Let's go ahead and try the Rosewood, although it's not too rosy, just a little bit. And if we don't like it, we can cover it up with the brown. Putting that on our inner lid. None of it's too terribly dark, so I guess that's a good thing if you wasn't wanting to go real dark. Okay, so that color that we used at first, this real light one here, I'm going to go ahead and stick it on my brow. And I did use face primer all over my face and eyes, the First Day Beauty. I got some ColourPop primer here too that I need to break into, but I might use up the other first. Okay, so for our under eyes, I'm going to use this gel liner that I got from Amazon. Well, neutral looks do go a lot quicker. I got some more neutral palettes too. We're going to do some looks. Very well could have used the dark brown under here, and we might still, because this doesn't seem very dark. But first, I'm going to take this one brush that we was using with the brown, just do some more blending. A little bit. So nothing really seemed too overwhelming, you know. We'll just see. Because even this darkest shade of brown looks really dark in the pan, but I'm not thinking it looks real dark on the eye. Let's go ahead and put some of that under the eye with a little brush. Little flat brush. Hopefully, we're going to see if it will spread down to my under eye like Glam do. So we're going to take this darkest shade again. And these do have names on them. They're on the back of the container. Since I was a pretty good job of pointing them out, I might not put the titles in. My arms have been hurting. And so I'm trying to rest those. I think I was doing too much on the iPad. So I took a few days off from doing videos, just let my arms and stuff rest. Let's go ahead and darken up that corner a little bit more with this dark color. The darkest brown. It's pretty shiny. But after I get my powder and stuff on, it might look better. Okay, let's go ahead with the tinted moisturizer. Okay, now we're going to put on some pressed powder or some setting powder. Now we're going to do the eyelashes. I'm just going to use the same ones I used the other day since I'm not wearing these all day. Then we'll throw them away tonight. Okay, so I guess we'll just use bronzer today, you know, since we're in the brown mode. And y'all tell me what y'all think about this in the comments. Do you like this better or worse than the colors that I usually use? So now I've seen people take the bronzers all the way up to their forehead, but I don't really need to because I usually have bangs showing. So just up the cheek and eyes should be good enough for me. Now then for some highlighter, we're just going to use our Jason Wu highlighter. I don't know if I've got any more. I had some real nice Ofra highlighter, but I broke it. It went bye-bye. So I'm going to use this middle shade for my cheeks. And my nose. And I already think I have plenty of highlight from the Natasha Denona on my brow. So why don't we just leave that like it is? What are we going to do for lips? Color Pop. I don't know if this is it. It might be. Okay, just what I happen to have here that might go is this Color Pop that I smashed all up. And it's sort of a brown color. Okay, so this is the finished look. How do you like it? Let me know in the comments. Do you like this better than the colorful looks? Did I do Natasha justice with it? What are my thoughts? The thoughts, on first look, it looks like a Wet n Wild packaging, but it is sturdier. We'll just have to see what response I get today at church, and we'll see how we like it. And so anyway, I'll keep you informed on the next look. I'll let you know if people like this or didn't like this, and my final thoughts. My final thoughts are it's okay. I went through a spell where all I was wearing was nudes for, you know, several years. So it was kind of wild getting out of my comfort zone and doing a bunch of colors. But since people are doing nudes again, putting out nude palettes, I thought, well, we'd do another look. And I've got some more nude palettes that we're going to test out. So stay tuned for the next look. So for today's look, we're going to use the pressed pigment palette from Alamar Cosmetics. This came in a Boxy Charm by IBY. And so this is the first time I've used this palette, the first day. So let's get started. We're going to start off with this next to the last color, this kind of a medium shade brown. And we're going to put that in our corners because I want to do a halo look. Now, this is the second time I've started this because I started it once and the camera wasn't on. And so I didn't want to... I just took it off and redid it. Then I'm going to take this darker, this in shade right here. We're going to put that on our lid. And now all these colors, they are kind of got a shift to them. Sometimes they look kind of brown and sometimes they look kind of pink. I don't know much about this brand. I don't know if it's an indie brand. I've not heard of it. Maybe you guys know. Now I'll do the other eye. We might take a brush and put some on there too. Darkest shade of brown and kind of darken up my corners a little bit, not much. I don't want a whole lot. Lightest shade of right here, and let's just kind of smooth out the top of it. Get some of those blended in. We'll probably have to brighten these up a little bit, but I want to do a brown under the eye with this gel pencil instead of the dark brown pigment powder. Moisturizer. Let's do that real quick. This is the brand I use. Now we're going to use a little bit of setting powder. We got that on. Before we go any further, let's just do a tad more blending. I haven't put anything extra on the brush. It's just whatever I was using, and I'm going to try to blend these out. And let's help out this underline a little bit with a little bit of brown eyeliner. I'm just in the mood. There we go. Just kind of help it. Let's use this, not the lightest shade, the next to the lightest shade of tan. And I'm going to use my finger and put some in the middle of my eye. See if that makes any difference. All these colors kind of sort of blend together. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my lashes on. These are a set. They're a no-name set at Amazon. I searched for fluffy cat eyes and they feel real good. And I found them. I have that other brown that I use, but today I want to use these. I like to try out lots of different brands. Okay, I've got my lashes on. Now we're just going to try to touch up this a little bit around the eyes. Kind of smooth it out and do some cleaning up. I'm going to start off with just this little dark. Try to blend in this black with the brown. Just blend that in. And then we're going to the top of the eye, smooth a little bit more out with that in case we didn't get enough done before. Because I'm trying to not go so high up my eyes. Just, you know, be a little bit more natural. Although people naturally don't have shimmer eyes. Just a little bit less in your face. Go ahead and add this lightest brown with it. A little bit of a more of a tan shade. Yeah, that white had a pink test to it. We're just going to use bronzer today since we're wearing brown and not pink. Take it up by my eyes, but not on the forehead. Now then, we will do some highlighter, and then we're just going to use our Jason Wu highlighter. This shade, center of stage for the cheeks. Maybe the eyes too, and the nose, and then a little bit over the eyes. Now for lips. We're just going to use a lip balm that one of those Amazon And this is, I think, a ColourPop pencil. I don't have my glasses on. I don't know what the name of it is. It's just a lip pencil. Kind of a warm tone, but my red goes everything. Red is a neutral. Now, just see how this holds up. Oh, before we get done, let's do some setting spray. This is ColourPop. I ordered this off their website. Okay, shut our eyes. That's probably too much. Y'all can let me know. It's going to be our final look using this palette. You can see how you like it. I'll let you know how it holds up. I'm sure it'll hold up fine. I mean, my eyes don't get in that much trouble, but and it's just a halo eye. So y'all have a great day and stay tuned for the next look. So today we're going to use this Ocean Awakening palette from IBY. I got this off Ipsy and I wanted to try the IBY palettes. We've got a lot of shimmers, so it looks like we're going to go pretty matte. Let's start off with this light shade here. We're going to put that in the crease. Kind of a light brown. And I do have on primer all over my face and eyes. I'm a little disappointed. I thought this had some shimmers, and there are some shiny ones in here, but they're not going to be near as shiny as what we were used to, what we've been used to. And in this light, it's kind of hard to see what's a shimmer and what's not. I think this one here in the corner is a shimmer. Let's just go ahead and wipe off the brush and use this one in the corner and just see what it looks like on the eye. I'm going to put it on the lid. Yes, it is a shimmer. We're just going to put that on a little, the lid. We do have some black down here. I don't really think I want to use any black though. We have this kind of a rusty shade of brown. Let's see what this rusty shade looks like. Not really a rusty, sort of got a warm tone to it. For now, we're just going to stick with this color, the two neutral browns, and we might darken up some corners with black. So let's just go ahead and find what we did with our brush. Keep that brown with the shimmer, kind of coppery color on the lid. This is kind of a dull look, but it is neutral. Let's go ahead and see if we can darken up down here this black. They got some black glitter we're not going to use. Not the lid, the corners. Of course, they'll be darkened enough whenever we put the eyeliner on for the And yesterday's look, I did get compliments on it. I went and got my Botox and stuff. And they could have very well just been chit-chatting to take my mind off all the needles. It'd been a long time since I got anything done, like about 4 or 5 months. And I got filler on the lips, a half a syringe. And I got some Skin Vive under the eyes. I was hoping it would help these underlines a little better, but it didn't. Anyway, believe it or not, I have had a lower laugh. You just can't tell. It's just my anatomy, I guess. I'm going to go ahead and take this color and put a little bit more on top because I see some. And I'm keeping this low. I'm not wanting this to go all the way to the top of my eye. Not deliberately anyway. And let's just take this white. Let's see what it looks like. So this light shade here. Let's go ahead and do something with that on the brow. Next to the brow. It's just light color. I was worried it'd be too light, but it's not. This looks kind of blah. The shimmer is not as nice as the shimmers we had the last 2 days, but oh well. Like powder. So let's go ahead and do the under eye. I'm going to use the same brown gel liner that I got from Amazon that I used yesterday. And we will clean all this up when we do our tinted sunscreen. And we'll blend that in more in a second. It doesn't look like a whole lot. You know, it's just neutral. Do we need to do any more blending? Okay, let's go ahead and do our tinted sunscreen. Okay, now we're going to put on some setting powder. Okay, so now we're going to do our lashes. We're going to do the same ones we did yesterday. Let's go ahead and do our bronzer. So we're going to use our highlighter now, and we're going to use the highlighter on the inner corner too, because that white that was provided in the palette is not going to show up. So let's go ahead and do our highlighter. We're just going to do the nude color on the cheeks. And then we'll get the same color. We'll put the white over the eyes. And let's, on the inner corner, we're going to use this white also. Now I might have got too much there. We'll dust that out. Maybe a small. Alrighty, now let's do it. I'm gonna do the same thing I used yesterday. This kind of a reddy brown color. Now let's use some setting spray. Okay, so this is our finished look with the Ocean Awakening palette. It's kind of underwhelming, you know. I guess it's okay. Let's look in the... We've got a little bit of sparkle. We basically just used 3 colors, you know. I don't know how many we used. 1, 2. Yeah, basically you just used 3 colors. And we'll try it again when we use some of these other brighter colors. And so stay tuned for the next look and we'll come up with something. So for our next neutral look, I want to use the BPerfect Carnival XL Remastered by Stacey Marie. And the neutral ones are these last 2 rows here. Ooh, right there. We got the cool roll and the warm roll. And I think, I like warm, but I think I'm going to do the cool row today. Let's get going. So I'm going to start off with, in the crease, the next to the top shade of this brown. I'm going to put this in the crease area. We might do a halo look. I don't think we did a halo yesterday, did we? I don't remember. There's not much you can do with neutrals. It's just different tones. And it's kind of a little bit dark to say the no makeup look. Yesterday's look, I wasn't that particularly crazy about it. I was wanting to try that IBY palette just because, and I think I got it out of my system. Now it looks like this middle one here is a shimmer. We're going to go ahead and put that on our lid. See how that looks. It is shiny, so it does look pretty. I got a scratch on my ear. We could do the cat eye. You know, right now I've got my choice. I can go with the cat eye, or I can do a halo. Let's go ahead and do just the cat eye. So we're going to take this all the way to the inner corner. And we'll have to use some highlighter. Then I'm going to go ahead and use this shade again and brighten up the outer corner a little bit. We'll just use the black to brighten this up. So then for the brow, let's take this white. Let's see what it's going to look like first. It's not real dark. Let's go ahead and take that white and put on our brow area. Maybe it'll smooth that out. It seems like just regular old loose powder does the best to help blend things out if you kind of get it messed up. Let's grab our brown gel pencil again. Okay, brown for under the eyes, this little gel pencil. And I'm also going to use some brown eyeliner. A little bit. So far, my favorite look this time has been the Natasha Denona. I really don't think those shadows are that outrageous. You can get the minis. I've only got the one, but you can get the minis for $27 on our site, and so you don't need all those other colors. So I think a mini would be just good. Okay, so next thing, let's go ahead and brighten up the corner with this black down here. We're going to use this black. Just a little bit. Darken up that corner, and then we'll blend that in a little bit. Just the outer corner, because we're not doing a cat eye, because we're not doing a halo. I was on the Natasha Denona website and thinking about buying some minis, but I really am trying to save some money. And I've been keeping tabs on the Ipsy to see if they had any other palettes that I liked, and so far they don't. I'm thinking about canceling the BoxyCharm for a few months because I need to save some money. I'm wanting to have my top eyelids done. Did we use? Just darken that up. I'm just using that brush that I had the black on. Don't want it too much. But really, I do not give this palette enough love. It has about every color in it. The only color it doesn't have is the purple. But I've got a Blend Bunny palette called Little Miss She Never Miss. It's got some purple in it. And I've got a whole bunch of other palettes too. Really, we don't really need all those palettes. All you need is a neutral and a color. Or if you don't like color, just a neutral. Let's do a little bit more blending here and see if we got both eyes sort of the same. I think they're sort of the same. With me not going up real high, they didn't get all messed up. Let's go ahead and do our tinted sunscreen. Now we'll use our pressed powder or our loose powder. Okay, so now we're gonna put on our lashes. I'm just gonna use the same ones I've been using. They're still fine. I trimmed them up last night a little bit. Well, let's use some bronzer since I finally got my lashes on and trying to get them to look similar on both sides. So let's do this real quick. I'll take it up my cheek and beside my eye, and I don't do my forehead or anything because I don't need to. I wear bangs. And then we're just using my same old Jason Wu highlighter that I've been using because these others don't have good highlighter shades. On the cheeks and the nose. Let's go ahead and see how this white looks. It's got a little bit darker color. Or not darker. Lipstick. Let's just use this L'Oreal. It's kind of a pinky nude. It's a balm. It's not a color. And when I touch it up during the day, I just touch up with whatever's in my purse. It'll be sort of a rusty brown. Let's use our setting spray. It's 7 o'clock. It's time for me to get going. Shut her eyes. So this is the final look. I hope you like it. We pretty much used all the colors. I believe we used them all on this last row here that's got the black and the neutral shade of browns. And anyway, so we'll just see how it goes today. I'll let you know if I get any comments or not. If you made it this far, thank you, and I'll give you my rundown on what I thought about the palettes. Now, my all-time favorite was the Natasha Denona. That is the look that I'm wearing today also, although I didn't record it, but it's my favorite palette, so I wanted to use it again. My next favorite was this palette that came in a boxy charm. I'd never heard of this brand before, but that doesn't mean nothing. There's a lot of brands I hadn't heard of, but I like this one pretty well also. We'll have to try it again for the pink look. And then third is the Carnival XL palette. I thought that made a pretty look. Although the shimmers are not quite as shimmery, it was okay. And it's got a lot of colors, so we can use it for other things. Now, my least favorite, I didn't like the colors. I didn't really enjoy using this one, was the Ocean Awakening. And that possibly could be because it was not meant to be a nude palette. Although they have a nude row. We will try again with some colors and see how we like that. But for the nude part of it, I didn't really think it was that great. So thank you for watching. Please give me a like. Please give me a subscribe. And hit the notification bell button so you'll know when I upload videos. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.